Guys, it's Sarah, and today we're going to do a little check-in on how my goals are going for the first quarter of the year. We're going to do this as best we can because my reading journal is not up to date. It's fine. I'm definitely behind on my reading journal, just like catching up on it and filling everything in, but I can give updates regardless. So we're going to see how we're doing. We're going to see what's going really well. We're going to see what I need to work on, what I need to keep in mind moving forward for the next round, and we'll see how it all goes. Okay, I have not pre-looked at this, so I have 8 goals, and then I have some challenges, and I'll just kind of see where I am on those too. So goal number 1 is 80 books. Let's see where I am as far as that goes. So let me check my Goodreads and see what my challenge says as far as if I'm ahead, on track, or behind. I feel like I'm behind. Not by a lot, though. I'm 2 books behind schedule. I've read 16 so far out of 80. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Actually, I'm only 1 book behind because I finished one last night and I haven't reviewed it yet. So that'll be 17. I need to add that in there today. So I'm 1 book behind schedule. That's easy peasy. So not a big deal. So I'm good to go on that. Number 2, read my Mina Lima Harry Potter books. I have not started that yet. So the Mina Limas are the ones that are really interactive, and they are produced by Mina Lima, who is a couple that worked on the movies and worked on the sets and stuff. And they created these interactive Harry Potter editions, and they are gorgeous. Number 3 just came out late last year. They're coming out very slowly because there's a lot to them. There's a lot of illustrations and pop-ups and all sorts of fun stuff. But I want to read those editions, and I have not started that yet. But basically, I need to read one every quarter because there's only 3 that are published. And I don't think the 4th one's going to be coming out this year. I think it's maybe going to be next year based on the schedule that it's been coming out. It's been almost every other year. So I should probably grab that and put it on my cart so that I have that in my mind and maybe try to get to that at least before we move for sure, because we are moving over the summer. So if I can get the first one read before then, that would be good. So that's something I'm going to need to go do. Okay, number 3, read my most anticipated releases. I'm actually not doing bad at this. I think I have read everything from January except for the Sarah J. Maas, which is on my April TBR, and I will read it before the end of April. So I think I've read all of January's after that one's done. The only one that didn't come out, and I'm not surprised, is The Bride Bet by Tessa Dare. That one did not come out in January. I don't know what's going on with that book. It's been a hot mess. I cannot find out any news at all. It keeps popping up on Amazon and then going away and then popping up and going away. So I don't even think that's a thing. So that's the only one. For February, did I read everything in February? I think I did. I think there's only one in February that ended up coming out because Coyote Sunrise was supposed to be February and then it got pushed into March, and I read that one. So there might be only like 1 or 2 for March that I haven't read yet. But I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good on reading my most anticipated releases. So, yeah, I'm going to call that like, that's a steady, even if I haven't read every single one that's been released yet, like that's totally fine. So, yeah, I'm not worried about that one. Okay. Number 4, read some of my favorite authors to 0. I've read a couple. Let me see if I can figure out what I have read. Let me find the page. Authors I've read to 0 so far is Alex Michaelides. I read The Fury, so I've read all 3 of his books now. And I read Falling by TJ Newman, so I've read both of her books now. I feel like that's all that I've read to 0 so far. Let me double check what I've read recently though, because like I said, I haven't updated this yet. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, see, I am. So I read Only If You're Lucky by Stacey Willingham. So I've now read all 3 of her books. And other than that, I've made progress as far as I've read 1 book. I still have more to go, but I have read a book by these authors. So Casey McQuiston is one. Abby Jimenez, S.A. Cosby, Kristen Hanna, and Grady Hendrix. So those are authors that I want to read to 0 for sure. And I have read 1 of their books like this year to kind of make progress towards that, even though I still have more to go on them, but I have at least like checked one off so far. That's not too bad. So that's what, 3 authors I've read to 0 so far. I've read everything that they've written and then made progress in like 3 or 4 other ones. So that's not terrible. I could still use a little bit more work on that and maybe like focusing on an author and kind of getting that going. But yeah, so we're gonna call that good. Okay, number 5, read 10 nonfiction books. I've only read 1. I've read 1 so far. I do have one on my April TBR, so that will help me get some progress there. But that's something I need to start thinking about here in the next couple months and like pick up a little bit more. So yeah, so that one is not going well. I need to get on that because we're in April already. Like, let's go. Okay, finish or catch up on some series. I know I'm not doing well in this one. Let me see if I can. Okay, so series tracker. Yeah. Have I finished? Yeah, I did. I read the Coyote Sunrise book. I read number 2, which is the only other one that's out. So I read that. So that's one that I caught up on. I don't know if there's going to be another book after that one. If there is, I'm not going to read it because I didn't like the second book. But I did read that. So that's one. I don't know that I have finished or caught up on another series yet. I will when I get Sarah J. Maas read, so that'll be one. I just haven't done it yet. So let's see. Yeah, no, nothing else finishes or catches up on a series that I've read. So I've read books as part of a series, but they haven't finished or caught up. So I need to work on that one. Definitely. Okay, number 7 is post more on Instagram. I think I'm doing okay on that. I think I'm doing all right on that. I have been trying to schedule things out. And I've had a little spontaneous things here and there as well, but I am trying to schedule things out so that I don't have to think about it quite so much. But I think I'm doing okay on that. And then number 8 is do more reading vlogs, which I am working on. I do have one up that is one that is work related. And then I have another one right now that's in the works. So I do have some plans to do some reading vlogs. They just take time to do because you have to actually read the books. And since I like to do mine themed versus what I'm just reading at any given time, it doesn't matter what it is. It just takes me longer to get it because I don't necessarily read those books right in a row. You know, I spread them out between other things. So it takes me a little bit longer to get them filmed and done, but I'm going to say that that one's good. Okay. So those are all my official goals on here. So things I need to work on are reading nonfiction and series. So those are the 2 that I'm really like, yeah. Now, some of my challenges I'm doing, the Buzzword reading challenge is going well. I've read something for all of them so far. I have a Taylor Swift bingo board that I'm using that I found on Pinterest. And like I said, I haven't updated this right now. So it doesn't look very good because I only have like 3 or 4 things written in here and it's like a whole board. But more will be filled in. I just have to update my book. I just haven't done it yet. I'm also doing the On the Cover challenge, which is from Little Inklings Designs on her website. So that's another, I just need to update it. Middle grade March, I did do middle grade March. I read a couple of middle grade books, so that was good. And that's all I really have right now that I can talk about because one of my other ones is like series September, but that's not going to be till September, so I can't talk about that. And my priority reads that I need to work on. I've only read 1 and there's 10. I've only read 1 of them. So do I have any that I've picked coming up? Yeah, actually 2 of these are going to show up in a reading vlog. So that'll be nice. I'm already planning on that, but those are books that I need to start grabbing as well. Let's see, what else can I share? 5-star predictions are going well. NetGalley I need to work on. That Buzzword. Let's see. And that's it. So yeah, going okay, actually. Better than I thought, to be honest. Sometimes I do these check-ins and I'm like, oh, I'm not doing good on any of these. But no, I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I'm trying to be more conscious. your conscience. What's that word? I'm trying to be more intentional. We'll just go with that. About what I'm picking. And, when it's time to pick another book, I'm like, okay, can I pick a most anticipated book? Like, what are my most anticipated releases coming out? Am I in the mood to read any of these? Because I don't want to force myself to read anything either. I'm really getting away from that, like, oh, I have to read this one. I have to read this one. I want to pick books because I want to read them. So if I look at my most anticipated and there's nothing on there that I'm in the mood to read right now, or that I'm really excited to read right this second, then I'll let it sit. And, I'll wait until I get that excitement to read that book again. And it comes around. So, yeah, but I think it's going pretty good. So I do have a couple things to kind of keep in mind. I maybe pick in some series here. I did make some notes about what series I could easily finish or catch up on. So, some of them are like 1 or 2 books. So I could go ahead and do that. And then some authors to zero, I think I could work on as well, as far as making more progress with that. I do have a couple, but there's a couple that, would be very easy for me to do. I just need to do it. And what was the other one? Nonfiction. That one definitely need to work on for sure. So, all right. That's it for my goals check-in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys check in on your goals at all, if you even make them, and how are they going for you this year? I would love to know. And I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.